Welcome in, my darlings. So today we are talking about resistance and resistance in the pushing away of divine love that you might not even know that you're doing. So what is it that you resist? So let me tell you how the love works. It is a constant, never-ending flow that at every single second is being directed towards you. This divine love never stops, always flows. And every single second, it is being directed towards you. And when we resist, we are putting up the wall, the barrier, the stop of the flow of that love being directed constantly towards us. Meaning it's still flowing, always, 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 but the mind and its resistance pushes away this love. This would be like it's constantly raining, right? And our resistance is like putting up an umbrella. It's keeping that rain off of us. But this rain is made of pure love, and I don't know why the heck you would want an umbrella to stop that love from flowing down on you. I certainly wouldn't. And in fact, I'm sure that you certainly wouldn't, and that the only reason why that would be happening is because you are unaware that you are doing it to yourself. Now, resistance can look like fear. It's always fear-based at the root. This is why we must be thankful, always. Because the vibration of thankfulness in every situation, every single situation, even in the situations that we don't like, does not then stop or negate this flow of constant love. The only reason why we experience things that we do not like is because we have previously sent forth thought wave forms in either just the thought, or a thought in a word, or a thought in a word and an action that have not been helpful to us. Let me give you a personal example of this. So, I fell in love with a man who treated me like an afterthought, who showed me absolutely no care or concern for myself or my needs or my well-being. This manifested in my life because I was previously with a man who showed me no care or concern for myself or my needs or my well-being. And therefore, I held within myself certain beliefs, deeply held, but unacknowledged fears, that I did not deserve to have someone who cared for my needs and my well-being. And so I saw this pattern playing out, but rather than letting go and moving on to something that felt better, I resisted what was being shown to me and was hoping for something other than what I was experiencing to happen. And it was through this resistance of what is, this hope and desire that it would change, that I then became stuck in a holding pattern of that old energy, and nothing in my life was progressing forward. So when I finally realized what was happening, and that I had in fact, through my own subconscious beliefs of deserving this kind of subpar treatment, that I manifested exactly what I was experiencing in my life at that time. Less than heavenly treatment, which I had sworn to myself I would never again allow to enter into my life. But indeed, through my own humanness, I fell into the old patterns. Now, upon realizing that I was resisting what was actually being presented to me, I stopped resisting and I walked away. And immediately, the uplifted flow of divine love began flowing to me again. You cannot resist in one area of your life and expect that it will not affect the other areas of your life as well, because it will. So perhaps you've been resisting maybe quitting that job that you know is not bringing you any fulfillment to your soul. None. And let me tell you, The divine wants to give you every good and wonderful thing if you would only but cleanse your mind of the negative and detrimental beliefs that are holding you apart, keeping you separate from the divine love that is continually flowing to you, even in this exact second. But when you show up to work, and every day you're presented with a reality that does not fulfill your needs, then you can rest assured that you are resisting what you know you need to do. And it is through this resistance that the flow of the divine love is shut off in your world. It's always flowing to you, but your own mind has placed the barrier, and more than likely, it's because you have some sort of hellish fear that has surfaced, some kind of belief that you are not truly loved and will not be cared for by the divine, and therefore you will be witness to those beliefs that you hold within you. Our world is not solid, and therefore what you are experiencing is what your senses are continually reporting back to you based on what your subconscious believes to be present in your reality. So when you change a subconscious belief, the result that you experience in the real world changes immediately if there's a true change in the belief. Meaning, if you stop believing today that you are unworthy, you will get immediate proof of your worthiness, as what is being reported back to you by your senses will actually change, and your visible reality and the manifestations of your life will change. Your life is only manifestation of belief, and you are manifesting life constantly, always, always, always. And what you are experiencing is your subconsciously held beliefs. Most people don't even know. They aren't even aware of the beliefs that are harming them. When I ask clients questions, they will give me different answers consciously than they will subconsciously. Many people will say, I thought I'd resolve this or that, but upon regressing them during a session, they will indeed not have healed that thing that they believe that they resolved. And therefore some detrimental subconsciously held belief is dictating their lives completely unbeknownst to them. This to me is why meditation is so very important, because you can get to know those beliefs and understand what it is exactly that you are resisting. Now, I want to tell you that the divine loves you so very much that no matter what it is, if you believe you will be provided for, and that you will be cared for, and that your world will be filled with love and happiness and heavenly wonderful things, then it will be. I'm going to give you an example here. So my friend who I work with, a blessed, wonderful soul named Justin, he recently got laid off from his job. Now, some people could have been sad about this, but he wanted to be working with us full time. And he is a very spiritual man. And what you ask for, you will get. So because he wanted to be doing this work with us, what a blessed thing it has been that he got laid off from his job. He could not have been happier and could not have been smiling anymore. We get exactly what we need at every single moment. Now, somebody else could have got laid off from their job and taken this as something detrimental, but he, thought, wow, this is a blessing. What a wonderful blessing this is that has been given to me. I say that to let you know, if you had some kind of job, some kind of something, and you were thinking, I just can't keep doing this. I don't know what it is that I'm going to do. If you had the faith at 100% faith, you could quit your job right now in this exact second, and you will be provided for in this exact second. Because the divine loves you every single moment of the day and wants to provide for you, if only you would but release all resistance, every good and wonderful thing. Let me give you some more examples of resistance so you can know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. Criticism. If you are criticizing something, let's say that you're real judgmental, you're driving down the street and you are criticizing something that your eyes are looking at. Ugh, I don't like that. What you have done in that very moment is created resistance to what is all around you. And through that, criticism, I don't like that, you have stopped the flow of the divine love. How have you done this? You have done this by creating a waveform, a frequency that is going out from you. You are emanating it, you are sending it out from your body, and you have caused a moment of creation with that judgment. Now, through electromagnetism, that exact frequency, that I don't like that, is going to be returned back to you with more I don't like that. You have created more of it. You have stopped the flow of the love, and you have, through your own mind, chosen and decided that no, I want to experience more of the I don't like that in your life, by creating more of it that you will now experience in the future. And the only reason why you experience that in the first place, the I don't like that, seeing something and judging it, is because you have done it in the past. And so the I don't like that has now presented itself for you again to and not like it. So if you were to stop that resistance here today and choose to see the beautiful in everything, because there's only beautiful that exists, and everything that you are experiencing that is not beautiful has been a creation of your mind and not a creation of the divine love. If you were to stop that, then you would notice in your life that very quickly, immediately, if you change the subconscious belief, that the world becomes actually more beautiful and there's actually nothing left to criticize. It would change everything for you. Anytime that we put up that resistance, anytime that we stop that beautiful flow through judgments, through anything other than love, what we are doing is creating detrimental patterns in our life, detrimental waveforms that we have sent out that are going to imbue all of this empty space, present it to you visibly at some point later in the future, and you are going to look at that thing and you're going to say, I don't like this thing. And the only reason why you don't like that thing is because you are the one who placed judgment in that empty space that has now been returned back to you. Are you understanding what I'm saying? I'm saying that if you were to look at something, and whether you truly loved it right now in this moment or not, it wouldn't matter. When you realize and you recognize that there is truly love in everything, you will be able to see the love that is in everything. Okay, so let's just work on this here right now in this exact second. So I want you to look around you, and I don't know if you're driving, if you're in your house, if you're something, but I want you to look at something, and I want you to see something that you like to look at. And look at it right now. Now, as you look at that thing that you like, I want you to notice things about it. Perhaps it's clothing. And so if you were to look at it and it happened to be a piece of clothing, or maybe you've got some clothes on right now that you could look at, I want you to notice the delicate patterns that's in the material, how unique it is, and how amazing, in fact, it is that someone created this extraordinary material. Could you have created that? I don't know, maybe you're a material maker. I certainly couldn't have. What a beautiful, wonderful thing that is. What creative and unique individuals that we have. And perhaps it has a nice logo, perhaps it's got a nice pattern, perhaps it's got something else wonderful about it that you maybe haven't taken the time, other than when you first bought it and you bought it because you liked it, maybe you haven't taken the time to appreciate it. Now what has happened in this exact second is I have gifted you something wonderful and beautiful like this here in your future. Because you took the time and you took the moments to send out these beautiful wave patterns of thinking, that is unique. Oh, that is beautiful. Oh, I kind of do appreciate that. Oh, that's a great, wonderful thing. Now, something exactly like that is going to be unique and beautiful is going to present itself into your life, and you are going to be able to go, cool, look, that's unique and beautiful too. So let me tell you this, if you were to do this all day long, then everything that would be presented to you would be like, oh, cool, look at that, that's unique and beautiful. What a wonderful gift that is, that you've just given to yourself, that you have just created in your world. All by taking a few moments to observe something with loving kindness, with loving eyes, and with a loving perspective. What a beautiful thing you've done. Now, because you just did this wonderful thing, I bet that you're almost excited about looking at other things and loving on them too. And absolutely, as soon as we're finished here today, you can do that all day long. And you're going to notice, you're going to get the proof immediately in your life of more wonderful, beautiful blessings and beautiful things that come into your life. But if you were to do this same thing in the opposite, and you were to look at that and look at this thing over here and have whatever kind of attitude, then you are going to have that exact same energy present itself to you again in your life. And you just need to choose heaven or hell. It's the only choice that we have all day long. We get to choose the fear, we get to choose the love. It's the only choice that we have all day long. All day long. Now I know that life will present us with things that can be frustrating. It will present us with things that can cause us grief. However, the longer that we allow ourselves to dip down into those low frequency energies, the more of those low frequency energies we create. So if you have noticed that there are certain things that take away the vibrancy and the energy from your being, from your life, you need to let those things flow. Do you understand what I mean by that? As soon as you recognize, my energy was up here and I was feeling this wonderful way, and then this happened and now I'm feeling this way. I want you to recognize the beliefs and perhaps the other energies that were present that made you feel a certain way. And I want you to identify those things and become very aware of them. And as you let go of any lower frequency energies from your life that perhaps you've held on to for a long time, as soon as you let those go, you have then, now, in that moment, in this moment, if you choose, if you're going to take a chance on it and let it go right now, you have then now freed up all that energy, and immediately available to you is excess energy. What are you going to focus on now? What are you going to attach that energy to? What is it that when you think about it, it creates this uplifted, heightened, beautiful energy in your life? Do more of that. Focus on more of that. Feed more of that. Give more of yourself to that. It's just a thought. Because you know that from 1 second to the next, the way that you feel comes from your thoughts only. Now, the other day when I was flying back from Oregon, and I'm getting all kinds of wonderful downloads on the phone, on the plane. That was a wonderful plane ride. Oh, I told you guys I was going to tell you about the synchronicities flying home, but then I completely forgot about it. So I get on this plane. We're flying from Portland, Oregon to Phoenix. And now I am originally from Saskatchewan, Canada. Many of you probably have no idea where that is. Anyways, it's in the middle of Canada. Now the plane to Phoenix is packed, completely full. And I end up sitting between this husband and wife, and she happens to be from Saskatchewan. There's no chances of that. What are the chances of that? So we take this couple-hour flight, and that flight felt like it was about 10 or 15 minutes, because I spent my flight talking to this woman. What a wonderful gift that was. And I knew, because every time that I fly, if I wanted to, then I'm going to meet somebody. And I'm going to have something amazing happen. And I remember getting on the plane and just thinking like, this flight, I want this flight to go by real fast. Who wants to sit there and have to watch a show for however many hours? Not me, man. So, what did I want? I wanted something awesome. I want the flight to go by fast. Well, not only did it go by fast, but I ended up sitting by a fascinating woman, and that we knew the same places. She lived up kind of by where my cabin is up north, back in the past, and what a wonderful thing. So that was synchronicity number one. Then, me and my team get off the plane, and we've got to fly back to St. Louis. So we happen to meet these people in the airport that my friend Z and Zinnia and Justin haven't seen in forever. They meet this friend who they both happen to know that they didn't know that each other knew, this very spiritual woman. So me and Zinnia end up sitting next to this, friend of theirs on the plane. And I come to find out that this woman is so much like me. It was awesome, so spiritual, and so she told me something just so wonderful. And so I had got that download about fingerprints that I told you guys about yesterday. If you didn't listen to it, go listen to it. So I'm just like sitting on the plane. I was like, Divine, give me an interesting download, and I got the thing about the fingerprints. So after an hour of the flight has gone by, I start talking to her because my friend Zinnia had been talking to her, and I said something. I was like, you guys want to hear the download that I just got? And so I said it to her. I said, well, it's about fingerprints. And she's like, what? Well, we just got a download, or she just got a download, maybe even like the day before, or the week before, or something like that, about thumbprints. I'm like, what? Dude, tell me what's the thing. So anyways, I tell her my thing, then she tells me her thing, and me and her use her thumbprint thing, meaning you just take your two thumbs and you match them up with somebody else's thumbs, and you can gift them all kinds of wonderful knowledge and information through those thumbs, just through connecting them. And so she does this with me, and I had quite the freaking profound experience come through. It was amazing, and it was completely intense. But I'll tell you about that another time. The reason why I'm telling you this is that these synchronicities are not synchronicities. They're what we've asked for. So she needed me to tell her something, because she had a bit of fear. I could see this thing in her, and she's like, I've been, wanting to say something, but I'm really scared to say this thing, and I don't know if I should come out, and if I should say this thing, whatever. And I felt exactly what it was that she was saying. And I looked her dead in her eyes, because the Spirit spoke through me at that moment, and I said, you need to speak your truth, because the truth holds a certain vibration and a certain resonance, and there are people that absolutely need to hear what it is that you have to say. And the people that don't need to hear it, well, they're probably not even going to hear it. And so it doesn't matter, because the people that need to hear it need to hear what it is that you have to say. And your truth holds a very specific and certain resonance, and it is a very powerful thing, and truth has to and needs to be spoken. And so by me telling her this was the answer to something that she had been wanting. The divine had given her this message, and then she had attached some fear to it. Why do we do these things? Well, why did she do that? Because she needed to be told not to do that thing, and now I can guarantee you that she's not going to do that thing again. Because as soon as I told her, no, what you have to say is freaking important, my darling, and you need to speak your truth, she knew it, she felt it, I could see the look in her eyes change, and it had to happen this way. So this is not a synchronicity. It is, we ask the divine for something, and then the divine gives it to us. So I'll back up to the previous day. The woman who came and that we are doing ceremony with said, I was praying and I was asking for help. I was praying and I was asking for help. And I said to her, my darling, you prayed and you asked for help. And here we are, we're right here, because the divine will give you every single thing that it is that you need. Now, she didn't know that we were coming to town. And as soon as she found out, well, then she messaged and she shows up at the house the next day. Well, why did we show up in town exactly when we showed up? Because she was asking for help, and the divine said, hey, I got a team of angels, and we just appeared on Facebook so that she could see us and so that she could connect with us. Why? Because the divine will provide for us and will give to us every single thing that we need, always, all the time, no exceptions, always, always. The only time that this would not happen is if you have a belief that this will not happen for you. Because what you are experiencing is your beliefs. This is why it is so important, my loves, to be in alignment with the divine love, and therefore to let go of everything that it is not. Everything that it's not, everything that is low frequency, everything that is not love needs to be omitted, deleted, canceled, cleared from your life, your mind, your words, your actions. And I know it can be so hard being a human. I know it. I'm a human. I know it can be. But as soon as you shift, as soon as you change your frequency into the frequency of love, then everything changes for you. The world will open up for you in ways that you cannot even imagine, and will provide for you exactly what it is that you need, always. Go ahead. Test it out. Try it out. If you don't believe me, just test it out. If you went for 3 days and you tidied up your mind, and every time that you caught yourself making a judgment, thinking a low vibrational thought, thinking an angry or resentful, a sad, a hateful, a hurtful, or whatever it happens to be thought, and you immediately stop yourself, and in that exact second you change it to love and you change it to thankfulness, you will immediately notice the difference in your life. Immediately. And because you'll notice this difference so very quickly, this can be the proof for you that will show you, you know what, maybe I should start doing this. Maybe I should start working it. I'm going to work the program. I'm going to work it. I'm going to keep doing this, and I'm going to see what changes and what happens in my life. Test it out. Test me out. Test out these words that I'm saying to you, and you're going to notice things change permanently. If you change permanently, they will too. People will manifest things in their life. So let's say that you were somebody and you had fear in your life, and so then you maybe think these worrisome thoughts. Have you noticed that the fears that you have manifest in your life? You create them. You through your worry, through your fear, you then bring these things to yourself. You are forcing the universe to comply with your thoughts just by having the thoughts, because this is the way that it works. This is the way that the universe works. The universe doesn't want to send you destructive things. It is your own thought waveform patterns that you send out through your thoughts, through your words, and through your actions that then create the very thing that you do not want to happen. Listen to me when I'm telling you this. You're the creator of these things. You have been given free will. Your free will allows you to choose your thoughts. It allows you to choose your words. And it allows you to choose the actions that you take. This is your free will. There's nobody holding a gun to your head saying, you better think these loving thoughts. No. But there is a universal law that says that what you're putting out there will come back to you. Magnetism. the law of cause and effect. Electromagnetism. You send the frequency out, it disappears for a second, and then it comes back in the exact same frequency that you sent it out. This is the universal truth. And it brings order into chaos. This means that people can't go out all willy-nilly, causing all kinds of harm, and expect that harm not then be returned back to them. Now, you might say, oh, but I know people, and they hurt people, and they don't do this, and they don't do that. You know what? You don't know what's going on in somebody's head. You don't know that those people that are suffering in this way and that are suffering in that way, you do not know what is going on in their head. But I promise you that the people who have harmed other people intentionally will get that back. Not only will they get back what it is that they've sent out, but they will get back the damage that they have done to that other person. It will be returned to them. This is the universe bringing order into chaos. But through this law, we, you and me, baby, we can create heaven here on earth by forcing out these wonderful, beautiful, loving thoughts onto every single thing that our eyes touch. So, I want you to look around, and I want you to notice something about the room around you and how beautiful and how unique something in there is. Maybe you've got a painting. Or maybe you're driving somewhere. Maybe there's a cool cloud outside. Maybe you're laying in your bed. Maybe you got some nice soft sheets in your bed. I don't know where you're at. I don't know what you're doing. But I guarantee you that there's something that you can look at around you that you can appreciate and that you can look at with eyes of love. And as you do this, you are going to create so many more wonderful things in your life that you can look at with eyes of love. So if you were to do this for the next 3 days, just test it out. Just challenge yourself to spend, I don't know, a few minutes of every hour looking and appreciating and looking at things with the eyes of love with everything that is around you. Not only are you going to be uplifting your soul and your spirit, but you're going to be uplifting the people around you too, because you're going to be putting out this wonderful vibrational energy that other people are going to feel. They're going to feel it, they're going to love it, and you're going to create wonderful things all around you. And what you are doing here in this moment is setting yourself up for beautiful things in the future. And as you daily do this, and as you begin to practice this, the more that you do it, the more you're going to find that you can appreciate and love the things. And I'm not just talking about having a positive attitude. This is not what I'm saying at all. I am saying imbue every single thing that you see with love, real thankfulness, real divine love, and every single thing in your life is going to change and become even more beautiful. Do this for yourself too, as you look at your beautiful self in the mirror. Look in those beautiful, beautiful eyes that you have and tell yourself, oh, I love you, baby. You're so special. You're so wonderful. I love you so much. And as you do this for yourself daily, things are going to begin to change for you. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. I appreciate and love each and every single one of you, my darlings. I will see you guys tomorrow.